When I open your deck here, I see you, Queen of Cups here, together with the Two of Cups. So it seems like this person loves you very tenderly and idolize you. It also seems like you have warm and fuzzy feelings in this situation. I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Emperor together with the Two of Cups. So with the Emperor comes a dignity. We don't want to be treated without respect, for example. And sometimes when we have this energy, we can start to imagine situations that we are not treated with respect. It can also be that we're actually not treated with respect and we need the Emperor, but we need to also balance this and see to that we are not painting the devil on the wall, okay? I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have the devil, okay? So the divine wanted to make a point that someone in this relationship or both are painting the devil on the wall. Sometimes this happens if we have a very cozy and nice relationship. People get bored. They start to imagine things. They start to see bad things where there's no bad things, or see disrespect where there's no disrespect, or see lack of love where there's actually love. So when it's not dramatic enough, our mind can start to create a drama because it can get a little bit nervous when things are too calm. So it might be that this is your person and that they are painting the devil on the wall when it comes to you and being a little bit over dramatic in the relationship, or vice versa. So 6 elements, 3 of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. This is easy, okay? You can work through this. It's no big a deal. This is their most likely action and evolution of the relationship, and this is what they would want to have happen. Knight of Swords. I'm feeling like this is a adrenaline junkie in some way. So they are on a mission to try to find ways that they are disrespected in this situation, or where you have lied or weren't consistent or didn't love them enough. It can also be that the person wants to dodge questions like this. We'll see. I'm feeling this reading can go both ways, so maybe I will decide upon one viewpoint and you can decide on which side you are on this viewpoint. If that's possible, it might be that you are so intertwined that both of you are doing pretty much the same thing, and then one of you probably needs to stop to end this from escalating, okay? The most likely action, Emperor. So I feel like this person is a little bit on a war path, but not because they have bad intentions or they are a evil warmonger, but because they don't want to be treated in ways that they have been treated before. It's like they're running away from people that have treated them bad in the past, and they're not going to allow this to happen again. Unfortunately, they might project a lot of this bull crap on you because even if it's not fair, and it's so magical like this in a sometimes in a little bit negative way, that let's say that you have been taken for granted or marginalized by your family, for example. And then you start to date people and they also start to take you for granted. And now you are with a person that loves you and they are started to take you for granted. So then it's 2 things. 1, we are traumatized. 2, we are repeating this old trauma endlessly in our life. And we do so because of our own behavior. That we are so sure that we will be taken for granted that we try to, create an important place in the other person's life. We want to be all for them. We want to be there for them. We want to matter. So we do too much and the person starts to take us for granted. The same is if we have abandonment issue and it's easy for us to become jealous, then we will be obsessively jealous in a relationship and the person will start to feel like we are a little bit crazy and they probably need to exchange us for someone else. And then we really have reasons to be jealous. So And it's not this person's intentions. They don't want to create their past again. They are trying to set an end to it by having very clear boundaries. But I'm sad to say that you probably get in the crossfire of this and get blamed for this. And they say, I will never let this happen to me again. But you don't have any bad intentions, and they're kind of blowing it a little bit out of proportion. Okay, we'll see. It's healthy in a way because the person is standing up for themselves and they are starting to figure out what they don't like, and they are putting boundaries. So that's good. But during a period of time, we will usually aim this towards the people that will tolerate our behavior the most, the people that loves us, because the other people, they would not stand for it and just say, okay, I don't know what's up with you, but do that somewhere else. But the people that loves us have a little bit more patience, a little bit more tolerance. So usually these kind of things comes up in these situations. So it's unfair, but it's also easier to deal with because we can start the necessary discussion and so what is it that you really feel and what is it that you need from me right now? And I'm not like that. I'm not going to abandon you. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And also very truthful, blunt honesty can sometimes also help, because a person can be very nervous because they feel like there's things hidden. And if we can be very clear and honest without being rude or callous or cold-hearted, it can also help. Okay. So this is this person's intentions. We have the 4 Emperor, and here we have the 4 of Pentacles together with the 3 of Cups. This is their feelings for you, intentions. So I'm seeing them feeling very happy about your relationship, but they also feel scared of being taken advantage of, being controlled, or being being a person that doesn't have enough boundaries, so they be step all over. So they are trying to put boundaries towards someone that they love and feel comfortable with, which is a little bit backwards. But I told you why. It's when we are comfortable with someone, we start to do the healing work, and then unfortunately we will aim it towards the person that can tolerate our healing work. Okay. So this is how they view you, 10 of Cups. So magical love, they love you to the moon and back, wants this to work, but they can't help that this childhood trauma comes up and shows its face because it wants to be healed. This person wants to be a complete person. And now their soul sees a chance that this can finally be healed together with you. So try to be patient. How they view your relationship, the World card. So they really feel like they have found someone that they can belong to, and they can finally be heard and understood, and all the things that they held so tightly to their heart, didn't reveal to anyone. Now they can, open up and tell everything. It can become a little bit too much, but yeah, at least this person loves you. But it's easy to become overwhelmed with a person like this, that both, wants you, needs you, and then blames you for everything. It's not going to be easy. Okay. And this is what they would want to have happen. And we have the 7 of Cups. So 7 of Cups is them being emotionally all over the place, projecting a lot of crap onto you, being over dramatic, not being able to separate what they feel from what's logic or true. So they will believe their emotions and build, paint the devil on the wall, and or they might even build fantasy castles about how amazing everything will be, and then they will be gruesomely disappointed that you didn't live up to these expectations. It's a person that wants to run away from you because they don't feel 100% secure, since they have the warning system has gone on or gone off inside of them. It says warning, warning, warning. It's not because there's any problem with the relationship. It's just because it says, when I have trust and loved someone this much before, I have gotten gruesomely heartbroken. So the warning system goes off, and the person wants to run away, but first they want to make it, they want to be certain that they are right, that you are, I don't know, taking them for granted, being unfaithful, not being a good person. You know, the list can be different for different people, and long or short. And they can't figure it out. So they feel like, but I love this person so much, I want to be with them. But my alert system says run, run, run. So I start to question a lot of things in the relationship. I start to question, why did you say that? Why didn't you call? Why didn't you do that? And this is when it can get ugly. So if you are on the receiving end, try to be a little bit calm. If you are the one feeling like this, hopefully you have a good partner, so you will be able to tell that this is how I feel. I know it might be the truth, or it can be not the truth. Maybe it's just my mind and my fear playing tricks on me, but I'm worried. And then you see what this person says. If they love you, they will at least have patience enough to discuss it with you once or twice a week, maybe not every day. So every time you want to tell something, maybe don't, and wait until, you know, the middle of the week, end of the week, and bring things forward. Not every day, because it will be overwhelming. No one can cope. Okay. So most likely action, another 4. So they're very secure about this relationship, but as I said, it's bring up childhood issues. Here we see the Page of Swords. That's the rebellic inner child that doesn't want to be treated like this again, and the hero inside of this person that says, I will protect you, I will never let this happen to you again. And the warning system is even if it's you know, a great situation, cozy situation, we don't want to lose it, and we don't want to be heartbroken in the way we were before. We want to be able to anticipate if something is going to happen. So we want to listen to the warning and not be surprised and, you know, be really traumatized again. But the whole warning system is actually destroying this situation, or has the potential of destroying this situation. But if everyone can be aware of what's going on, we can deal with it in a little bit more sane way. Okay. Like the Tower going totally insane. No, it's a good thing. 16 Tower, 17 the Star. So things that have been hidden, you know, things that we have just endured. We felt like we lived in hell, but then this person showed up, and finally we can feel that maybe we will live in heaven. Maybe we will be happy. But then the person, you know, doesn't call, doesn't show up, or, you know, have another political opinion, or choose their food with open mouth, and we can start to think, we second guess, like, is this really the right thing? And then the healing process begins, and if we can keep a cool head, this will be an amazing opportunity for soul growth and even happiness. If we don't blame the other person, see them as your friend. We can potentially see them as, you know, they can cause problem, but we love them, okay? So see them as a friend as much as you can. Try to not see them as the enemy. We are more likely to see a person that we love like this, desperately a little bit, as the enemy. 5 of Swords here. It's conflict or war. I think this is afterwards when we say, oh, I said all these things, but they said all these things to me too, when now we are on separate mountains. And try to see them as your friend. Try to judge them in a positive way if you can, without becoming codependent. That means, for example, making excuses for an abuser, making excuses for a narcissist. You know, there's different degrees in hell. For some of you, you will be with a narcissist. Don't make excuses for them. Take your inner child out of there and, you know, run like a bat out of hell. But if you are insecure, you feel like, I do 100% love this person, but I'm not sure they love me, or I'm not sure of their intentions. Try to play it a little bit cool and see what happens. Maybe you can build something strong with this person. And that is, I don't know which side you are on. It will be different, as I said, for different people. And here we have the Magician. Communication is important. Sometimes it helps to view not only the partner as a friend, your best friend. Sometimes we can even imagine that they are our client, and we will, accuse them a little bit less, be a little bit more nicer, a little bit more understanding. So this can help when we are trying to communicate in a way that will solve a lot of things. If we are able to do that instead of becoming a child and saying, you don't fulfill my needs, I feel like this, you probably hate me. It's very overdramatic. So clarifying the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is Aries, as is the Emperor, and this is a 4. So it just shows that this person have been a victim to situations where they didn't have enough self-respect, and now they want to act with self-respect. They know that they might be a pushover, or a person that doesn't always get what they want, or a person that people take for granted, but they want to change that. They don't want to be seen like that anymore. Clarifying the Three of Cups, Hierophant. So they really feel like you and them are your family. They are part of your tribe. You are part of their tribe. They want to be friends with you forever. But they're also judging you, as we do with family members. We say, oh, this sister, if they can only take a grip of their life, or our mother that's like this and always complains, or whatever it is. And then we have the Ten of Cups, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So every time you or this person gets into a situation where we find deep love, this also comes up karmic issues and trauma, because these situations are very loaded. We have often lost people that we loved, either by disease, death, war, famine, infidelity, and the person stopped loving us like millions of times probably. So it's very loaded, because it was the worst traumas of our lives, when we lost people we truly loved. So this refers to, of course, past lives, as well as does the Wheel of Fortune. The World card is an end to this karma. So we'll see. Page of Swords is the Page of Swords that are supposed to end this karma. The Page of Swords is the little child you were when you came, that had different opinions from everyone else. Okay, it's when you didn't agree with your friends, with your family, with your parents, with your doctor, with your school teacher, but you kept quiet, or you didn't follow through. Maybe you said something and then you let yourself become silent. And now with the Emperor, this person wants to, or needs to, let this side to them get a voice. It's a normal process for growing up and becoming a grown-up. Instead of being like a little child that needs a lot of things from other people, we start to define ourselves, become our own authority. And this is how this process usually looks. We start to question people around us, and we do it in situations where we feel safe enough to dare to do this, to define ourselves. Clarify the Seven of Cups, what this person would want to have happen. Queen of Pentacles. So I'm seeing like they're looking for a mother or a safe person. So they want to be able to do all the shitty things that other people have left them for, if they were too overbearing, or if they were even unfaithful. It's a long list again. They want you to love them anyways. Of course, you can't do that if they're doing things that's stepping over your boundaries. It's going to have consequences, and they might be re-traumatized that just because I loved my father as well, my mother disowned me, and now I'm cheating on my partner, and my partner disowned me. So the same trauma is happening again. But we need to start take conscious actions around these things, to know that if we are cheating towards our partner, it's not going to help. We we need to become a grown-up and learn that if we are dignified and nice towards other people, they will be dignified and nice towards us. So the trauma can't be healed in this way, that we should be able to do whatever the age we feel like, and then they should still love us. It's self-sabotage. But unaware person will, of course, I'm not saying that they will be unfaithful. That's just one example. They can be self-destructive in other ways, decides to start to take drugs, or go down a very negative spiral when it comes to their own psyche, maybe, willingly going into depression. So you will be forced to take care of them. It depends on their original trauma, what happened to them, what they will do. Some will just be whining and crying and being big drama queens because they didn't get enough attention from their parents or siblings, or but I'm seeing here this person wants to be a baby and say, all this is my problem, and they want you to solve it. You can't do that, but you can be a rock for them. You can be rock solid, but you can't solve their problems. You need to encourage them to solve their own problems. Clarifying the Four of Wands, and we have the Ace of Wands. So passion, I'm saying Ace of Wands, the lightning here. I feel like their soul, your soul, was probably supposed to meet and sort these things out. It's not going super well, though. Tower, Seven of Pentacles. I think this person might be putting themselves in some kind of rigid fantasy where they decide, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, where they decide that they are right, even if they have nothing to prove and that they are right. They will convince themselves that they are right and not back down, because it feels so real. Okay, it feels so real. And it's because this trauma is repeating in their life. So it feels real, but the person still needs to rise above and, act like a normal person, or act nice towards you in the relationship. Okay, clarifying the Star card. And we have the Page of Cups. So Page of Cups, it's the more fragile part that we were when we came. It's this part that wanted to be loved unconditionally. This part had opinions, Page of Swords. It had opinions that wasn't entirely accordingly with what everyone else felt. But the Page of Cups needed so intensely to be loved, so it kind of caved in because of other people's authority, for the sake of being loved. Not all people are like this. Some will rebel until they grow up. Some will never rebel. But I'm feeling here that they sold themselves out to be loved. So this person has probably become pretty, like they're trying to do what's right to be loved. But it's usually very clumsy and in ways that might feel overbearing to other people. Clarifying the Five of Swords, Ace of Cups. So we need to remember that we love each other and that we are not enemies. That's the running point in this. If you can remember that they are not your enemy, they are just confused or reliving an old trauma, where you are just like a pawn in the old drama, and you are not to blame. So you don't have to take it personal. You can just understand, okay, this person is going through something, and I will try to wake them up. I will try to, if we can see what we can do about this, what was the end of the trauma? What was the running point? What was the thing that traumatized them? Can we see to that this doesn't happen again? Can we, have a better outcome? So we can try. That's all we can do. We can't guarantee success. Everything is fine. Magician, everything is fine. Some people will choose this. Some of you will have a partner that doesn't say anything about this drama, what's going on inside of them. They will keep everything in lockdown. But it's still going on inside of them, and they won't admit to anything. They will just say everything is fine and refuse to talk to you. These people can be a little bit easier to live with, but their injury is usually more severe. With these people, we need to have endless patience, because if we love them enough. In other case, don't bother, don't stay, because they are messed up. They will not be able to tell what's wrong. They don't even know themselves what's wrong, and they need you to be the grown-up to guide them through it until they wake up themselves enough to continue the healing process. So they are so locked down, or have so high walls inside of themselves that they won't even know what's going on. They just feel, probably I'm going crazy, and trying to put like lid on it and press it down. And they might act strange. They might, for example, say, I'm going to go home now, middle of everything, because some weird feelings has come up in them that they can't cope with. So this is the more difficult part of this. But for the people that's more expressive, I think the communication can be a little bit like we are a victim. No, everything is fine. That's not a good way to discuss things. We can say, this is how I feel. I know it's probably not like what's really going on, but it's I'm feeling like this and I need to talk about it. That's more grown up. To say, to be a martyr and then say everything is fine, it's not going to help. It's self-destructive, as is a lot of other things here, but we'll see. This is the advice for this person. Flower. Pluck the weeds and plant the seeds of your most magnificent expression. So they could choose to override their fear and do good in this relationship. To just, fake grown-up attitude and maturity until you actually have it. That can be a way to actually, overcome it when we see, because we will have a better outcome. We will have also our dignity will be with us when the deal is done, so to speak. So, for example, if we feel super over dramatic, but instead of pouring it out over our partner, that's not to blame, it's our old trauma, we say, okay, that's nice, do that, kiss, bye, and we let them go on scot-free without knowing anything, and then we call a friend and bitch and whine and whine about this. That can be a better way, and we get some like outside input. We can also see a therapist, or go to our family and talk about what's really the issue. We can deal with when things are being brought up in the relationship. We can go to our brother, our mother, our father, sister, uncle, and say, hey, this was brought up in the relationship, and I realized this is about you and me from that time when we did this and that happened. So we can deal with it at the source if possible, if the people are still alive. And that can be very helpful. So this is a way to deal with this. That's kind of a shortcut and won't jeopardize this beautiful relationship. Okay. And advice for you: accept that you are unrepeatable, spectacular phenomenon. Okay. I think that you have a wisdom that goes beyond what's normal, and that you can deal with this in ways that are spectacular. I think you can be of great aid for this person, as long as you feel like it. If you feel fed up and overwhelmed, get out. But what I'm sensing here is that you have an outer-worldly perception that could can be opening doors for this person. You can say things that will just make them forget about they will realize that their viewpoint were wrong, and they will suddenly see things in a new crystallized way.